everyone, welcome to my third lifestyle talk. So today I want to discuss intermittent fasting, also known as time restricted eating. The idea is that you have an eating window and a fasting window. My eating window is 8 hours and my fasting window is 16 or more hours. I try to reach at least 16 hours. So most of the time I start eating around 1 o'clock and then I eat until 9 o'clock and then I start my fast. And during my fast I only drink water or drink tea. I don't drink a lot of coffee. I'm just not someone who needs a lot of coffee, but if I would like to drink coffee, then it has to be black coffee, because during your fast you cannot consume more than 20 calories, so a lot of foods or drinks are prohibited actually. So the reason why I started doing this, we're in a tunnel now, but please ignore it. The reason why I started doing this is because Job forced me. No, he didn't force me, but I started doing this 3 years ago. And when I met Job 4 years ago, he told me that he was doing this, and at first I was a bit skeptical about it because I didn't really believe in it, and I was like, no, that's not good for you. But eventually I looked up different scientific papers and I saw some videos about it, and I was convinced to also give it a try. And for me it came, to be honest, very easy, because as a child I didn't like breakfast. I was never hungry in the morning, so it was very easy for me to wait until 1 before I started eating. So that's why how I started. So it's not a diet for me, it's a lifestyle. I think you should never do a diet, because it's not something you can keep on doing for a long time, because you prohibit yourself from a lot of things. So if you ever start something like this, make it a lifestyle. And that for me and Job, it is actually a lifestyle. And at first I think if you start with this, it's, I think for a lot of people, quite difficult, because if you're used to having breakfast and you suddenly can't eat breakfast anymore, the first 5 days will probably be hard. You will have a headache, you will feel more tired, you have less energy. But just volhouden.
Hold on.
Nee, dat is niet volhouden. Hold on. Don't stop. Don't give up. Eventually you will see the effects of it. So let me discuss the effects of intermittent fasting. First of all, nowadays we overeat a lot. We have a society where there's a lot of overconsumption. I think we eat much more food than we actually need. So that's also a good reason why to do this. But also when you look at the human body, it's good to not always have your digestive system working. So when I don't eat, when I'm fasting for 16 hours, my digestive system stops at after a few hours when I last ate. And that's a good thing, because then my body has time to do a lot of other things, like cleaning cancer cells. Or what are the main effects?
It puts your energy towards other tasks that your body has to do, such as anti-inflammatory. But it's just good to not have your body digesting all the time, because it consumes a lot of energy, and it's just not normal for a human to be digesting food all day. It's not what our bodies are meant to do.
Yeah. Also, when we go back in time, when the Neanderthal.
Yeah, the apes. Where we stem from.
Yeah, they only ate probably once a day, because then they went hunting and they got something, and then that's the only thing they had. So that was the only moment for them to eat. And I think we think that's, and we're not the only one who think that's a good thing. There are a lot of scientific papers about intermittent fasting, also a lot of videos. I will surely link one of the videos that explains it on a scientific level, so that you could see it for yourself. But it's also if you try to have if you want to lose some weight, it's also very good to do intermittent fasting. At the moment, my mom is doing it for a few months now, and she is eating also very clean and very good, and she lost, I think, 15 kilos or something. So me and Job are doing it, my sister is doing it, my brother is also doing intermittent fasting. So you should just see it as a lifestyle. It's not a diet, and it's so good for your body. Also, it removes a lot. There are a lot of cancer cells that are removed during, right?
There is some science, I can't recite it, but an interesting fact is that after 14 hours of fasting, your body is burning fat for energy.
Yeah.
And that means even if you're sitting behind your desk or sleeping, you burn fat. So you burn more fat than regular. And even more so if you do a workout while fasted, then you burn even more fat. And that's a great way to get in shape and feel better.
And what are also there was something about cancer cells?
Yeah, you should put a link to the science there.
Yeah, I will put a link about the science about cancer cells. There's something that intermittent fasting has a positive effect on people who have cancer or other diseases. I will definitely put up a link so you can see that, because I'm not a scientist and he also isn't a scientist. So there's probably someone else who can explain it much better. But we both use an app. It's called Zero. I will also link it, and the app gives me a reminder when I have to start my fast. It's an easy way to be reminded. Actually, he doesn't need it at all. I sometimes need it because I'm someone who eats late at night, who likes a snack after dinner, etc. So for me, it's a good reminder to know, okay, now I have to stop. And in the morning, it gives a reminder when you can start eating again. And the reminder in the morning is, for me, not so important, because I know I feel hungry around 1 or 2 because my body is just used to it. But it's a good app if you just start. If the first time when you start fasting, it's a good app to use, I think, because it makes it a bit easier. And also during the day, we try to eat clean. We try to eat normal. I must say, I don't always eat very clean. I eat ice cream, cookies, chips, crepes, whatever during the day. So you don't have to be very restricted in what you eat. It's better if you do. Of course, it's much better if you don't eat a lot of sugar, if you don't eat a lot of carbs. But I find it difficult to do a diet, because for me it's more a lifestyle. So I just do my fast, and then when I start eating, I have a good normal lunch, and then I have a snack, and then I have dinner, and then I have maybe an ice cream or some cookies with tea or whatever. It's not that I restrict myself from not eating sugars or carbs, because I think if you do that, then it turns into a diet, and then it's not something you can do for a long time. The reason why I've been doing this for 3 years now, and it's so easy for me, is because I'm not restricting myself to not eating things. Also, when we have a dinner or a party, or it's in the weekends, we don't really look at our fasting hours or eating window. We just eat whenever we want or when we have the opportunity. So I think this is something you should do during the weekdays for 5 days straight. Of course, there are days when you have to be somewhere, or you have a lunch date or a dinner date or whatever, and then your fasting window is a bit longer, or your eating window is a bit longer. You should not be very concerned about that, because it's just for a day and it doesn't matter. It happens to us a lot, all the time actually. But we try to do, when we are working, we try to have our fasting window at least 16 hours. Sometimes it's 17, sometimes it's 18. Job even has done 20 hours, and we are planning on doing a 24-hour fast very soon. We're planning on doing it in a weekend, because I think that's easier for us to do. And my mom also did 24 hours. So I think it's a good way to clean your body and give it just kind of a break from digesting. I think I mentioned everything. Is there anything you want to discuss?
It's very interesting that you think about food much less often, because you're simply not hungry.
Yeah.
before noon, so before 12 a.m., I myself don't get hungry and I don't think about food, which is thinking about food is nice, but it's a waste of brain capacity. So that's just a really nice plus. Also, if you know you're not gonna eat after 8 p.m. at night, you won't think about food then as well. So you're more productive that way, and you also feel your energy levels throughout the day are much more stable. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
And you stay more lean altogether. So it's a definite recommendation. Most Silicon Valley CEOs are now doing it. Most athletes are doing it, and they have looked into the science. I have myself, and it's just an all-round great recommendation. Which I've been doing it for 4 years, and I will never stop.
Yeah, that's definitely true, because I didn't work out for like a year, but I did do intermittent fasting throughout that year, and I didn't gain a lot of weight, because it's a very good way of staying lean and staying in shape. This is it for now. I don't want this video to be much longer. I will definitely link some articles, videos, and the app that we are using. He doesn't use it, but I use it, and I hope it's something you can give a try. And please let me know how it went, and if you have any questions about it. Okay guys, that was my lifestyle talk for today, and I will talk to you in about 2 weeks. Bye. Hi everyone, I'm doing a little follow-up video because I got some questions and some things I want to elaborate on. First of all, you can do your fast whenever you want. I'm doing it from 9 to 1. But if you like to do it from 8 to 12 or 7 to 11, whatever, that's up to you. Just make sure you reach a minimum of 16 hours, because after 14 hours of fasting, your body starts burning fat. So you have to reach at least 16, so that you have 2 hours of burning fat. Would be even better if you do more hours, but that's up to you, and you could build it up slowly. Secondly, it's the idea of intermittent fasting is not that you eat all kind of random shit during the day and then you fast for 16 hours and then you hope you will magically lose weight, because of course that won't happen. Also, it's not good for your body to eat unhealthy, so try to eat normal and clean. It's also, and in that case, it's also easier to succeed in the 16-hour fast, because if you eat slow carbs like lentils and peas and stuff like that, and low carb, high fat, then it will be easier to do the fast. So the only reason why I told you that I eat ice cream or cookies and whatever is because if you have those cravings, it's okay to do it once a week or twice a week or whatever, but it should not be your normal diet. So try to eat normal and clean. I will do a lifestyle talk about the things that I do eat and the things that I try to avoid, but that's something I will do in a few weeks, so I can explain it much better. Also, if you want to work out, you can surely work out when you're fasted. It's even better to work out when you're fasted, because then you will burn a lot of fat. So we always work out in the morning when we're fasted, and during our workout we only drink water, because you can only drink water, coffee or tea without sugar or milk. So try to work out in the morning. It will be much better for the process. And also, when you're preparing food for someone else, maybe if you have kids or you're preparing something that you want to eat later, sometimes when I'm doing that, I accidentally put something in my mouth and then I spit it out very quick, because you can eat some small bits, but I just don't want my digestive system to start working. So that's something that's difficult at the beginning, to remind yourself that you're not allowed to taste anything. So those were the main points that I wanted to discuss, because I got some questions about it. But if you have questions, please let me know.